Hi, TMFA. Dialect Coach Chris Lang here. It's Technique Tuesday, so what that means is that we're going to talk some accents and get together on accent Q&A and accent topics and things like that. But what I'm really interested in chatting with you guys about today is going to be some more vocal anatomy stuff. Vocal anatomy. These body parts here that deal with accents. All right. The reason vocal anatomy is so important to you is because if you can only use these body parts the way that you're currently using them in your own accent today, then you can never ever use them like you'll need to use them for any target accent that you want to learn. These things are what shape, quite literally, they shape the flow of sound that is exiting your body into whatever version of accent or speech that you're currently aiming for. So we got to get to know our vocal anatomy really well so that you can be flexible enough to do some of the stuff that you need to do for accents. And so that the new physical things that you do can become easier and easier. Think of the physical side of accents a little bit like you would think of the physical side of acting. All right. What physical acting choices might be asked to make? Might be asked to walk a slightly different way, or to sit a slightly different way, or to run a different way, or to pick up objects in slightly different ways than you do in your own life. The reason those physical things work is because you do them enough that you build a habit, a muscle memory, if you will, of what they feel like. And so suddenly they become easier and easier, and it's not such a big chore for you to be able to change those things and still live like a human being. If I wanted to pick up, let's say, here's my little rag that I use to clean my glasses with. If I want to pick up this rag, just as myself, I'm just picking up like I do. If I'm going to pick it up like my character picks it up, there may be something specific or different or special in the way that I pick it up. I may want to handle it differently. I want to fold it every time. Whatever that is. Physical acting stuff. You build a muscle memory for it. Accents, also physical. So for you as an actor, you want to treat them in a lot of ways like physical acting choices. If we fix this stuff and change it up in a different way, then suddenly it becomes a different physical acting choice that now we need a muscle memory for. And Lindsay Slay is here. Lindsay, hi. Good to see you again. Glad for you to join me again here on TMFA. And this is a good time for me to say to anybody else who is watching, feel free. Say hi. I want to know that you're here. I want this to be interactive. I don't want to just be preaching at you. You can hear any acting teacher in the world preach and expound and tell you everything that they think they know and all that. But this acting technique is not useful for you unless it's actually useful for you. The actual you. Not the idea of you, but the actual actor here that I'm interacting with. So anything, say hi. I want to work with you, the actor. Any questions you have, anything I say that you go, what the hell is he talking about? What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Let me know. I want to work this stuff out in the moment with you. Donald Wayne is here. Says hello. Hi, Donald. Good for you to be here too. Any accent questions at all that you have in any way, shape, or form that are going through accent training from start to finish, accent auditions, private sessions, workshops, kinds of accents, ways to approach accents, things of that nature. Any and all of your questions, please do pop them in the comments, and I will get to them as we go through. Because it's important that you get your questions answered. Really important. It's also important to stay hydrated. Delicious, life-giving water, my friends. It's also allergy season still where I live, so lots of that going around. But please do ask your questions and do post them, and I'll get a look at them. If you post something and I haven't gotten to it and I keep going and going, post again, bug me there in the comments until I do actually notice it. Those kinds of things. So okay, I got my first question. Donald Wayne says, as a redhead, where would you begin with nailing an Irish accent? Also, which would be better to tackle first, Irish or Scottish? Good question, Donald. I would say that it depends. So good question. answer that is a little bit more ambiguous. But that's the case in accents. As a linguist and as an acting coach, I am more comfortable with ambiguity than most people in this world. And this is why, because it just depends. So I would say that where would you begin with nailing an Irish accent? First thing is first. I would absolutely start by making sure that you're working with a good accent coach. This guy right here, you can work with me for sure. You can also go to dialectcoaches.com and tell Pamela Vanderway there that I sent you and that you're looking for the right accent coach. That you want to work with the right accent coach. In terms of nailing an Irish accent for your career, biggest advice I could offer there is you want to make sure that you're not just learning the accent. You want to learn, and you're going to hear me, and everyone who's watching this, who's watched me before, you're going to hear this again. You want to learn accent acquisition skills. Skills. It's like the technique. This is accent technique, or how I'm calling it accent acting technique. This is the stuff you want to learn that's going to apply to every accent on the face of the planet and every accent you ever encounter in your career. So you want to encounter the Irish accent through the lens of those accent skills, that accent acting skill. You want that stuff so that the next accent is subsequently easier, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and so on and so forth. Those kinds of things. So I would say that's the best place to start. Find a really good accent coach, good professional accent coach. Avoid helpful hobbyists, actors who are kind of sort of pretty good at accents on their own and try to give you the best advice. Their hearts are in the right place, but they do not have the right kind of skill and the level of skill to help you be successful at the highest levels of this industry. So find a good professional accent coach who's vetted and verified by Dialect Coaches Worldwide, who has their certification. If you find that, then you know you're in the right area. So start there. Which would be better to learn first, Irish or Scottish? Flip a coin. Which would tickle your fancy the most? Which would make you the most excited as an actor to learn? That's where I would go for. Obviously, eventually you're going to learn both of them if they're both in your typing, and you're going to learn multiple versions of both of them if they're in your typing. So start with the one that you want to learn the most first and go from there. And I invite you, Donald, reach out to me via my website, www.dialectcoachchrislang.com. I have a very friendly chatbot there who's eager to take all of your information, and then you can leave a time or two there where we can chat on the phone about the best next steps for you, including private sessions or any of my accent skills workshops. Those are probably the places I would direct you to, but reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. I want to help you. I want to make sure you get the right training to be successful. So thank you for that question. Lindsay has a question. It's about using your diaphragm. I don't know if this is something that I should ask or not. Yes. So using your diaphragm. Here's the thing. I'm going to talk about more vocal anatomy specific today to the lips. We're going to talk more about lip anatomy today than anything. But the diaphragm is a part of your vocal anatomy. It's the thing that enables you to breathe. All right. You'll hear a lot of acting teachers, acting coaches who frankly don't know about vocal anatomy in the same way that your accent coach will talk about breathing from your diaphragm or breathing into your diaphragm, things of that nature. Really what they're asking you to do is to release your abdomen, the walls, that wall of muscle, the rectus abdominis. Those are the 6-pack or 8-pack or 12-pack or whatever your pack muscles. For me, it's a nice keg. That pack of muscles, that's the rectus abdominis, the obliques, the side muscles around the sides, and then lower the transverse abdominis under that. Those abdominal muscles, if we can release them, when your diaphragm sucks downward and pulls the lungs down to inflate them, it pushes your guts out of the way. And if your abdominal muscles are loose, those guts have a place to go all of a sudden, and you can take bigger, fuller breaths in terms of that. Ultimately, the use of that musculature wants to be governed by a lot of training and a lot of new habit that gets built, so your breath can be responsive to your acting impulses in the moment. Breath is closely and just so tightly wound up with impulse, instinct, our ability to feel and experience and exude emotion and psychological state. Breath is key for all of this. If your breath is held, your acting impulses are held as well. So It's kind of a general question and a general answer. But Lindsay, reach out to me. Go to my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. Reach out to me. Schedule a couple of sessions. We can talk about all of this. We can talk through. We can build your voice and speech and accent repertoire. And I'd like to help you on this. So, good question. Bask is here again. Bask Victory. Hey again. Says, what's the best? I see actitude to learn an accent and be an accent actor. I'm guessing you mean attitude. But actitude, I like that. It's an actor thing. What's the best attitude or the way to go after it? You want to be an explorer. You want to be hungry. You want to be able to, accents give us, one of the things I'm so excited about with accent work is this. Accents allow us to be transformative as actors. Accents give us the ability to open up. I get to crawl inside the identity and the skin of another kind of person. That's huge. Big deal for us to be able to do that. So we want to set our mindset in the right direction for that as well. We want to have the mindset that I want to be an explorer, I want to be curious, I want to be hungry. I want to know what it's like to have the identity of another kind of person and their way of talking, their way of interacting with the world and expressing themselves in the world. That's the best kind of attitude. All right? And to know that if you want to set a goal, Bask, to be an accent actor, set that goal. Know that you're going to need training for that. Know that it's going to be a long process to gain all the skill you need, but it's skill. You can learn this skill. You can learn this technique and learn this skill. You want to set yourself that goal and say, great, I need an accent coach, and I need to work with that accent coach long term. Know that that's what it's going to take, and just commit to it. Commit to it. Reach out to me from my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com, and I'll help you out here. I'll help you out. We'll start our work together and we'll make sure that you're on the path to success as far as accents are concerned. Okay. Are those any other questions I have? Nothing yet. So, like I said, put your questions down there if you have any accent-wise. But let's talk more vocal anatomy, and let's hydrate first. Okay. So, we're going to get into some of the musculature here. The reason we're going to talk about specific muscles in your face is because these muscles are used currently in a very special and specific way to speak in your language and your accent. Same way you see me talking right here, I am actually talking with these muscles. I'm using these muscles to shape and obstruct the flow of air and sound as it's leaving my body. And if I want to use these muscles in a different way, I've got to know what these muscles are and how they work and feel. And I've got to make them stronger, and I've got to make them flexible. So you've got to take these muscles to the gym. Just like any other muscle in the world that you want to work out, all right? Got to take these muscles to the gym so they can be strong and flexible in the same way. So we're going to start with the lips. The lips are some of the easier muscles to work out simply because they're on the outside and we can see them. Can definitely see these muscles right here. So if I had to show you a picture of what the muscles of the lips kind of sort of abstractly look like, it's kind of like this. Okay, this is kind of what they look like. You're going to see some inner muscles here, all right, that are kind of like ring-like muscles, and then some muscles that kind of spread out from that. Muscles that spread out from that. All right, let's find the ring first. All right, what we're looking at is this muscle right here. Okay, I want you to touch your face. Go ahead and poke this muscle. All right, this is the muscle that runs this kind of upper lip, runs all the way up to your nose, around here, down, kind of where that shelf is, where your chin starts. All right, and all the way around here. All right, now this muscle is also connected to this right here. All right, this muscle has a cool name. It is called the orbicularis oris muscle. Orbicularis oris. Now, you don't need to know that name if you don't want. You can just say it's this muscle here. Got to know what it is and what it does. And by the way, if you ever point to something on your face, make sure to put the ink back in on your pen so you don't draw on your face. I have done this before. So I just drew on my mustache just a second ago. Only the highest quality here, my friends. Only the highest quality for me. You're going to get that. So this orbicularis oris muscle. All right, the inside and outside. It's all one muscle, but they are connected because the muscle fibers are running in different directions. So it's these two pieces of this one muscle. You don't need to remember this name. You can say it's this muscle here and it does this. But if you're like me, you'll want to know the muscle and you'll say, this muscle has a funny name to me. Orbicularis oris. It sounds a little bit like a Harry Potter spell. And that's how I remembered all these muscles when I was in anatomy class in school. And so I would sit there during the anatomy test and go, orbicularis oris, swish and flick. That and just helped those sorts of things. So the orbicularis oris muscle right around here. So let's activate the outer portion of this muscle first. Do this with me. Here's what we'll do. This. Okay. I want you to begin lifting up here and outward. And then same thing here. Now to be able to have a little shelf you could rest your pencil on. And a little thing you could grab your pencil there. Okay? So this orbicularis oris right there. Okay, that's the outer ring. By the way, if you ever want to do a Donald Trump impression, this is where you start, right here. Okay, the best muscles in the world are the orbicularis oris muscles. Orbit of the mouth. Christina says that's what it means. Absolutely. Orbicularis oris means orbit of the mouth. Uh-huh. Right there. All right, so this is where we start with everything. Now, we're going to engage the inner ring here. Okay, just that inner ring. This is where you'd put your lipstick or your chapstick. Okay, this is what it looks like. And then we open it up again. All right, let's do that again. And then out. All right, we're going to go in and then squeeze it out. This is a little bit like your best fish impression, right? If you're into that, I am. All right, but this muscle's really important. We use it a lot. You're watching me use it right now. All right, and everybody in every accent and every language in the world uses it slightly differently. So these muscles need to be strengthened so we can use them in specific ways if we would like. So in terms of this, here's the exercise. All right, your best bet is to do these exercises twice a day, every day. Do them in front of a mirror so you can see them, because we want to be able to see the thing that we're feeling to build a kinesthetic memory of what it feels like. Think about this. Dancers practice in front of a mirror so they can build a memory of what their alignment is after they've seen it, and we take the mirror away and now they're performing. This will work the same way. So, orbicularis oris, if you do this, this is your very first exercise. I want 20 reps of this. All right, that was just 2. Now, with these muscles, the important thing is the quality of the muscle contraction. We want a really specific, tight muscle contraction. Both as we squeeze in and as we squeeze to release. You want 20 of those, all right? Now, your next muscles, all right, are actually right here on either side. It's kind of a combination of 2 muscles, to be honest. You have one right here that pulls the mouth wide, and another one that squeezes a little bit here. All right? So the one that pulls the mouth wide is the risorius muscle here. The one that squeezes a little bit is the buccinators. All right? One on either side, the buccinators. Sounds like a band to me. We're going to go see the buccinators down at the club if anybody wants to come later. Yeah, we're going to see the buccinators. So the buccinators here, I'll usually just call these lip corners or buccinators. That's typically how I'll describe these to you. These move a couple of different ways. First way they move is sideways, like this. This kind of thing, all right? This kind of mirthless grin, all right? This I call this my awkward party grin, like I'm at a party. I don't know anybody. When can I leave? So this right here. All right, now we're going to go from here in and go like this. Okay? Now the effort is here and here, not so much here and here. So these will come along for the ride. The orbicularis will come along for the ride. Okay? I'll go from here back out to the side. All right. Let's do one more. Now you'll notice I use hand motions. This is important, you guys. These can help me control this. All right? I essentially gain a remote control for my vocal anatomy if I can externalize the thing I'm doing here. I learned this in my youth when I was in college. I was a dance minor, a ballet and modern mostly. And my mother was a ballet dancer for a long, long time and a modern dancer. And you'll see dancers when they're reviewing their choreography, they'll go da 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 turn 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 this da da foom da da foom. They'll do this for choreography to help remember in their body. We have the same experience here by using our hands with our vocal anatomy. So I like to do that. It's very, very useful. You have a vocal anatomy remote control right here. All right. So that's the buccinator side to side. Buccinators also move back and forward. Now, do this with me. Take a couple push pins, imaginary push pins, actors, in your hands, and pin your lip corners back. 1, 2. There you go. Okay. We call this pinning the buccinators, by the way. Pinned, and then we move from back to forward. It goes like this. Okay, I got all the effort really right here. A little tiny 2% right here, right here. Okay, from here all the way back. There you go. Okay, let's do it again. Forward and now back. Okay. Great. So we've got side to side, forward and back. All right. Now let's isolate them. See if we can do this. Everybody out there in TMFA, engage your left buccinator only. And now add the right one to it. All right. Now release the left one. And now release the right one. And now engage the right one. And engage the left one. Release the right one. And release the left one. All right. That may have been easy for you, may have been hard for you. I like this isolation, and it's important for us because when we speak, all of these muscles get used together. They all get used together. When we use them for accents, we often have to pick them apart and say, well, these ones now get used in this other way that we're not used to using them in. So we have to be able to isolate this musculature so we can use it differently than we do in our own speech and our own accents. So we've got the orbicularis oris, that guy. We've got the buccinators side to side, forward and back. All right. Now that's way fast. I just went fast. Never do it that fast. Never, ever, ever do it that fast. All right. Of the orbicularis, 20 reps of that. Of the side to side, 10 reps of that. Forward and back, 10 reps of that. The isolation, 5 reps of that. All right. Now, finally, the last muscle of the lips that I want to deal with. I've got to take my glasses off because they'll fall off my face. These muscles are called the levator labii superiorsis. Talk about a Harry Potter spell. Levator labii superiorsis. Literally means lifter of the upper lip. All right, these muscles start right here, and they run up the sides of your nose. All right, and they split right here, and there's actually a portion that runs up right here under your eye. Okay, this kind of V-shaped muscle here. All right, easiest way to make this one go is like this. Okay. You can literally lift this upper lip by using these muscles. Now, you may discover, I want to squeeze my eyes and squeeze. You don't need your eyebrows, you don't need your forehead, and you don't need to squeeze your eyes for this one. Literally, it's just right here and here. All right, do this with your mouth open if you can. All right, think of yourself kind of like a valley girl, like, ew, oh my God, ew. Okay, that's what's going on here. All right, now these muscles can squeeze up, but they can also press down. Okay, and I would press them down. I kind of flare my nostrils a little bit. And I lift up. And I press down. Then up. And then down. 10 reps of that. The goal is to isolate these muscles here. Isolate them. Don't squeeze here or here or here or anywhere that you don't need to squeeze. Just these little muscles right here. The levator labii superiorsis. By the way, as we're going along, if you have any other questions that pop up, accent questions, pop them in the chat for me. So that's the levator labii superioris. It's just on its own. Now, same way that we did that, the isolation with the buccinators, we want to do that with these muscles here too. So if you can, try this. Just do the left one on its own. Okay? You don't need your eyebrow, your forehead, your eye muscles for this. You just need this one muscle right here. All right? Your best Elvis impression. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right? Just like that. And now, release it. Can you do just the right one on its own? Same idea. Just this guy. All right. Now, release it. Now, if you find, like, oh crap, that was hard. I can't do that. Don't worry about it. You're not meant to be awesome at this day one. You're meant to struggle. You're in process. It's cool. All right? Just know this. You will have to eventually learn how to isolate these muscles, and that these muscles are used to working in combination. They are used to working together. And so we're asking them now not to work together, and so it's a little bit of a struggle. That's perfectly fine. Just know that you're in process. Celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that you are absolutely in process. Christina asks, I can only do that on one side. Is that normal? Christina, I'm sad to say, yes, it is normal. And I'm not sad to say that. Of course it's normal. Most of us have one side that's stronger than the other, for sure. So, Christina, welcome to the club. For me, this side, my left side, always, always stronger. But I have learned how to do both sides, because that's what I do for a living. And you too can learn this. All of these things are skills, my friends, that you can learn. They just take time to learn. So, Christina, yes, that is perfectly normal to have one side be stronger than the other, or not to be able to do one side at all right away. All right, so here's the exercise. Let's see if we can isolate these things. And yeah, Christine said, I can only isolate the left side of my face. That's actually, when I started this all those years ago, that's how I was. Left side of my face, very easy. Right side of my face was like, nope. You never used me that way, so I don't know how to do this. And I had to teach you how to do this. So it's not cheating to say, for instance, try to use your finger to help. Right? It's not cheating. The accent police will not come to your door and knock on your door and take you away to accent jail. Michael says, do you ever come to Atlanta to do any training at all for dialects? Occasionally I do. But Michael, here's some good news. All of my training, and I mean all of it, for almost 6 years has been online like this. I never meet my clients, my actors, face to face, really for the first time in person, unless we're on set together. That's really the first time. It was when we're on set together. All the other times, right like this on Zoom. And so everything that we do in person is actually almost better on Zoom. I can demonstrate things more easily. I can show you, for instance, what it looks like to cup your tongue more easily, what it looks like to do these things more easily. We can record our sessions together, and you can practice with me in the recordings, all of that stuff. So, Michael, if you're interested in accent training, hit me up on my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. Talk to my chatbot, leave your information, a time when we can chat on the phone, and we'll set something up. If you're interested in accent coaching, I'm interested in making sure you get the help you need to be successful here. So, I'm happy to teach workshops for groups of actors in all parts of the world. I have an affiliation with Dialect Coaches Worldwide, and that name is true, worldwide. Christina says, how do we contact you to work with you online? My website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. That is the way to contact me. dialectcoachchrislang.com. And when you go there, I have a very friendly chatbot who will take your information, ask you why you're there and how you found about me and what you're looking to accomplish, and then we'll ask you for a couple of times in the next day or so when we can chat about accent training. And then you and I will set up a time to talk on the phone, and we'll see where it goes from there. We'll create a program progress for you. I have options for workshops. I have options for all sorts of stuff, private sessions, all of that. So come to me anytime. I am here to help. Here to help you. All right? If you're watching this, and let me just ask you this. If you're watching this, raise your hand if you're an actor. Great. All right. Raise your hand if you want to play lots of roles in your life. Awesome. All right. Now, what do you need to do to play a lot of roles in your life? You need to expand casting opportunities. Casting opportunities. The more accents you have in your repertoire, the more skill you have with accents, the more kinds of roles you can play, the more kinds of characters you can play. Some more casting opportunities. Michael asked, do you give any kind of first-time discounts for struggling actors or any actor or actors? Absolutely, I do. So without going through my whole rate structure today, you can just call me and we can talk through that. Know this. I do have a regular hourly rate that I charge, and this is what I would be paid to coach on set for you by a production, all right? I get paid that. But I am part of a group of dialect coaches in this industry where we have pledged to offer a sliding scale for working actors who need it. One day, Michael, you're going to have your show on NBC. One day. All right? And you'll be paying at my regular hourly rate. But until then, we have to be flexible enough so that you can stay in training to get there. We can't let finances be so restrictive on all levels that it puts you in a position where you can't train. Because you have to be in training. You've got to be in training to be successful all the time. You know, you're a professional athlete in a way. You've got to be in the gym. You've got to be, doing your drills, and you've got to be in training all the time. So we've got to set up a more flexible situation for that. So I belong to a group of coaches. We've pledged to provide a sliding scale for working actors who need it. And so that, my regular hourly rate can drop down, obviously, and it can be flexible. The way I set it up is that it's based on your current financial ability. So as your financial ability changes and ebbs and flows in career and stuff like that, you can also have that flexibility. Your payment may go up, may go down, may stay the same, all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm here to be flexible for the training needs of actors. I'm an actor myself way back when. I know how it goes. I'm on board with you guys, and I'm here to support you. So any of that. And especially because, as Michael says, yeah, especially during COVID, money's beyond tight and these sorts of things. I'm happy to offer options. Outside of this, Michael, I'll say this. I have an accent skills workshop that I've just released to the public online right now. Accent skills workshop. It's beginning accent skills. I talk about accent acting technique, accent acquisition skills. That's this stuff. It's for you guys, so you can learn how to be good at accents, not just learn an accent or a second accent. I want you to master accents so you can become powerhouse accent actors. My dream for you, Michael, is that when you get called in for an audition and Gary Oldman is sitting there, you've reached the producer level, he goes, oh shit, Michael's here, he's really good. Oh, I better bring my A game. That's what I want for you. That's my dream. That's my goal for all of you, is for you guys to reach that level of accent acting. So I want you guys to be able to be in training. So accent skills workshops are available for you. I think the header of the Facebook Live, I've put a thing in there that is all about my online courses. Go there. You can start with vocal anatomy. You can then, the vocal anatomy stuff is taken directly from the accent skills workshop. So if you want to dive into the accent skills workshop, you'll have that. And I would say go check that out. All right. Use the coupon code social distance, all one word, all caps. Absolutely. Use that, and you'll get a discount on that course. But you can buy it. It'll take you through. It's 6 weeks long, self-guided. You learn at your own pace, and then you have access to me through that as well. So if budget's real tight, that's a great option to do. But you can also call me, and we can chat through stuff. So go to my website first and leave your information, and we'll take it from there. Christina, you have a question. Great. Christina says, do I work with the IPA? Which is, by the way, for those of you who don't know, the International Phonetic Alphabet. Yes, I do. I have used the IPA for many, many years. I've been fluent in it, and I use it it's a great tool for actors who want to learn accents, especially on short notice, where we can have kind of a shorthand together, if you will, where we can just sort of write out some stuff. And I don't have any IPA currently on my desk, really, but ebbs and flows here. But yeah, for sure, I use the IPA all the time. However, I will say this. For every actor out there who's watching this and says, "Oh, the IPA, do I need to know that? Oh, I don't know if I want to learn that. I had it in college and it sucked and I didn't get it." Any of those things, you do not need to know the IPA to learn accents. You don't. It is but one tool that we have in terms of accent acquisition skills. I think it's super useful, and ultimately, if you work with me long enough, I will teach it to you because I think it's going to be useful to you. But if you like, no, I never, ever want to learn that, yeah, it's fine. You don't have to learn it. There's lots of ways that we can do this. But, Christina, yeah, if you want to use the IPA, happy to do it. Now, that being said, let me just tell you this. Couple of versions of the IPA. All right? Those of you who have seen this book, Speak with Distinction by Edith Skinner, this was the gold standard in speech training for actors for a long, long time. And she created, way back when, a kind of a new version of the IPA that she appropriated and started using for actor training. And so a lot of people have been taught the Skinner IPA in their acting training. Know this, that IPA is not the actual IPA. The actual IPA is much bigger and broader, and I have a different book for that. But this is actually the book that I teach from, Speaking with Skill by Dudley Knight, an introduction to Knight Thompson speech work. The sort of gold standard in accent training in theater and Hollywood these days. And so I teach from that. I was fortunate enough to study under both Dudley and Phil at one point, who created Knight Thompson speech work. And that's the actual broad linguists use IPA. That's the full IPA, as we might describe it as well. So I would say that depending on what you're looking to do IPA-wise, just know that that's going to be the thing. Yeah, but Christina says, yeah, there are definitely other methods. Just know if you know it, then it can help. I agree. If you know it, we have a shorthand, because let's say we're doing a British accent, and I'm going to do some transcription from you, some broad transcription, and we're dealing with the trap-bath split, the thing that makes us say instead of bath, we say bath in that British accent. We may be struggling with this, and there may be a word in a script, and we're going through it, and I may say that, I'll just use the word trap, and I'll say that you are saying currently that, and I need you to say no, that's a bad word. I'm sorry. Trap doesn't change. Ha 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 ha. You're with me on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pick a different word. It's going to be transfer. We'll use this one. And I need you to say this one. Okay. So I might say, for instance, something like this. Hopefully this is not backwards for you guys, but I might say, you're saying this. You're saying that's a symbol for that transfer, and we need to say transfer. So we can actually write out in the IPA this stuff. We can write out what we see our accent models doing in great detail, because these symbols do not describe sounds, my friends. These symbols describe the physical actions that we are undertaking to create sounds. So this stuff here, we can look at an accent model if we get really good and write down, I think they're doing this and X, Y, and Z here, and write it down so that we can then recreate it for ourselves. It's also good, those of you who are voiceover actors, it's not uncommon for you guys to get called in for something. And let's say it's a video game you get called in for, you do voice a little thing, and then they 9 months later call you back and say, hey, we need you to do this thing too for the sequel or for this other part, and you're like, oh shit, what did I do in my I don't remember what I did. This, you can actually then write down the things you did and record your accent that way, so that when you get back to it, now you have a much more solid foundation to recreate the thing that you had done in the first place. So that's how we can use the IPA. It's a really, really, really useful tool for us. And in fact, stay tuned. My friends and I at Dialect Coaches Worldwide and dialectcoaches.com, we're actually creating an IPA course right now. Scheduled to launch here really soon. And as soon as that's launched, keep an eye out for it because we'll be talking a lot about it. This is a great class for you if you've ever been burned by the IPA, didn't want to learn it in college, learned it in college. If you love the IPA, it's for everybody. We want this class to be for everybody. So keep an eye out for that as well. But that being said, Christina, if you want to take my accent skills workshops, I will introduce you to the full IPA there as well. Vicky Lynn, oh, I'm so sorry. That last name is going to, without you here to say it for me, I'm going to butcher this, but I'm going to say Blardskoken, Cox. And we're going to say that's how we say it, but I apologize for butchering your name. Can't wait to work with you. Love, love, love accents. Me too. I love accents. Accents are my very favorite thing. Why I became an accent coach, if you can believe it. Because as an actor, it's always my way in. Crawl inside the skin of another kind of person. So Vicky Lynn, reach out to me through my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com, and we'll see what we can set up for you. All right, guys, that's 40 minutes of me talking and jabbering along today. I actually have to go teach again. I have to go teach another client. But it's been, as always, it's so much fun to see you guys and to interact with everybody here. So just to finish up, let me just make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. So we talked about lips. Oh, here's another thing I want to cover. If you guys want some support from a great community of accent coaches, there's a Facebook group out there that's like TMFA, but just more accent specific. It's called Dialect Coaches Worldwide for Actors. Dialect Coaches Worldwide for Actors. Go there. Tell them I sent you from here. Join. You're going to get great support there accent-wise. Michael says, which of your courses do you recommend for someone like me that's new? Take the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. Brand new Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. That is the course that I would recommend you take right away. Take that one and tell me all about it as you've gone through it. So Michael, but do leave your info at my website and let me know that that's what you're going to do, and then make sure you sign up and, stay in contact with me because I want to be on board with your training. I want to make sure you get the support you need. So there's that Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. The link is in the header of this Facebook Live. So after you do that, go join Dialect Coaches Worldwide for Actors, and you're going to be in a great community of like-minded accent actors who are developing and growing, and a bunch of great accent coaches who are professional and there to give you the best support possible. The last thing I'll say is this again: go to my websites and. Oh, Natalie said, trying to use the code social distance, but said it expired July 1st, 2020. Great to know. I will make sure that code gets re-upped. Make sure though that you are going to my online courses and not the workshops as well. But yeah, social distance, by the way, should be all caps. Make sure that happens. But Natalie, I'll definitely check that out and make sure that it's extended past July 1st. That was probably its initial inception way back in March. So I set it to expire because who knew how long we were going to be social distancing. Christina, I really appreciate it. Christina, thank you. I really appreciate you coming here and asking your questions. Actors who are passionate and interested in their training, I want to make sure you guys get taken care of. All right, so I'm going to go make sure that those coupon codes are working again. So check them out, and then check out Dialect Coaches Worldwide for Actors. Go to my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com, and sign up for my online courses. Okay, if you go to the website, let me just talk you through this and make sure I have it right. If you go to my website, you're going to see a tab that says Booking. You want to go to Online Accent Courses. That's going to take you right to the place that you want to go. All right, so check out Online Accent Courses. If you go to Book a Session or Workshop, right, that's going to take you to the live stuff that I offer, including accent skills workshops and things of that nature. You'll notice that there are a couple beginning and intermediate things that have started. Those are actually ongoing, so you cannot join them now because they've just started. And you can't take the intermediate and advanced levels until you've taken the beginning. So don't look at those, and you can't also take any of the other accent workshops, General American, Scottish, Appalachian, any of those things that I may have there until you've also taken the beginning skills workshop. So go to the Online Accent Courses tab. Go there and use the coupon code there. That's where you should go. All right, my friends, that's all for this week. I'll be back next Tuesday. We'll continue our vocal anatomy talk. It'll be tongue time next week. We're going to talk about some tongue, or actually maybe the jaw. I'll decide. All right. If you guys comment, let me know which one you want to know. Christine says, can you test out of the beginning? Maybe. Leave your info at my website, and we'll see how that goes. Leave your info, and we'll talk. But based on your previous training and things like that, I almost always will direct you towards the beginning accent skills workshop. Whatever level you're at, whatever you've had in college or other accent training or speech training, this is going to prepare you best to move forward. So, Christine, I will almost always direct you towards that beginning skills workshop, no matter what. That's definitely something that I'll probably do. But leave your info on my website. Schedule a time for us to have a call, and we'll chat about it for sure. Nothing set in stone. I'm happy to be flexible if we need to be. All right, everybody, that's it. I have to go coach now. I'm on a deadline. But please, if you're not watching this live, post down in the comments and let me know how. If you have any other questions, I'll circle back and get to them later. And if you are watching this live, like I said, Dialect Coaches Worldwide for Actors. Find us on Facebook. Go today. We want you there. We want to help you out. Go to my website, leave your information, sign up for my online accent courses, the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop, and I will see you guys on TMFA. Much love to you all. Big shout out again to Wendy. Wendy, 65,000 members. Can you guys believe that? 65,000 members. Going strong here on TMFA. It's a wonderful community to be a part of, and you guys don't know. Maybe you do, but you don't know how lucky you guys are to have Wendy out here. Really is changing the industry, making sure actors are professionals when they show up. But anyway, that's enough of that for today. I'll see you guys all next Tuesday on Technique Tuesday. We'll do some more vocal anatomy. I'll answer more of your questions. Reach out to me anytime. I am here to help you. So let me know how I can be of help. I'll see you guys later then. Bye.